Hi, welcome back. And we are still talking about arrays, but in this case, we are going to be talking about multidimensional array. So now, what does this mean? In cases whereby we've been talking about what's it called, index array and associative array, they are just like having just a single layer of array in it. That is just having one of these. But in multidimensional array, it's having an array inside another array. Do you understand that? Okay, the best way you can understand it is by having an example. We are going to have an array inside another array. So let me declare a variable called product. So there is something here that I've not explained to you before. If you are declaring an array, it is always advisable to make use of a plural, that is product, not a singular product. So you make use of what products with the S. The reason is because it makes user understand, I mean developer to understand your codes better. So even you yourself, you won't get too confused because this product is pluralized because it's having several other datas within it. So just like our associative array are being declared and index arrays are to also be declared, make use of what? A pluralized variable name. So you won't get confused because it's later on that you're going to make use of all this data in it. So just like how other arrays are being declared, you can make use of this, a square bracket. So instead of we declaring it um, to just have Femi, Bayo, and K, let me show you an example here. So since we're talking about product, let me assume the name of my product to be um, books, and then let me comma, let me have the name to be Coyote, and then let me have the price to be 760. I mean 670. Looking at this now, this is just a single layer array, but in multidimensional array, we can have another array in another array. That is, we'll impute them this way, and then we can now have another array in it. Yes, something like this. Yes, so this is still single, and then by the time we now add a comma to it, and then we are now having another square bracket inside it, then it becomes multidimensional. So let me give another example. So the name of our product here should be foods and stores, or let me just make use of drinks, food and drinks, and then who is making it? Let me see, Afolabi. So it has to be in form of a string. Okay, and then what will be the price of his product? Let me say 7,000. So if you want to add another array to it, it's just by using comma and then you declare the next array. So which other one should I put here? Let me call it bakes, bakes and treats. Let me comma it, and then what will be the name? Busola, then 500. So since that is the end of this array, there is no need to add a comma to it. So looking at this now, we have a group of products. So this is one product, this is another product, and then this is another product. But since this is just a product, it's a family name. The product you have is product name, it will have the seller name, and then it will have the price of that product with several other details and so on. But if you want to refer any of these, we can print out everything, and is just by using that same print it in form of a readable format to be what? Product, and then we save. Let's see what the output here will be. Can you see? Okay, let me try and comment that one out so we don't have to see this anymore. Can you see? So we have it in form of an index array, but it's still having another array inside it again. So the thing there is this is a group of indexed array. So this is an index array, meaning that this is still represented as the first array as 0, the second array as 1, the third array as 2. And then within this array again, we are still representing this as 0, and then this as 1, and then this as 2. So that means if you are to echo any of all this data now, so before I even do that, let me still use this print r. So since we are talking about products, let's assume that we want to print out just this one and not just everything. So we can still use the same method using square brackets and declare the key. So the key in this way is indexed. That is, if we input 1, it is going to print out what the second value. So once I save and then let's go and print refresh, we'll see that it is just the second data that is being printed out. So now let me now, what of if we now want to print out the first value within this array or the third value within this array? Is just as simple as still adding another word square brackets, and then you are adding the key to it. So the key here is 2 if it's the 7,000 we want to output. So can you see it now? 7,000. So that means this array, this multidimensional array, it's a group of what? Indexed array. So what's looking at this now, it is not looking okay by just calling this book, this coyote, and then this. So if other developers are to read this, they won't understand what you mean by this. So it's always more advisable to what? To have your key assigned to a value. Do you understand that? Instead of using these zeros and ones, this index. So you can do that by still what? Imputing your key value to it to make it what's it called? Associative array inside this multidimensional array. So let's give it a key of what? Let me say product name, p name. Can I say now? And then I'm assigning it to that value to be what? Books. And then this is what? Seller's name. We say, let me call this seller's name. Can you see that now to be k? And then here we can also have what? Price to be this value. Do you understand that now? So now this is an associative array. You can see it is similar to what we have up here. So let me still input the same thing. Let me try if this is gonna work. Not working. Okay, so I'll just have to type it more than once again. I've not really configured this very well. So we have our p name, and then here s name, and then this to be the price, and then here we have the product name again. So whichever way you want to name it, it does not really have to be p name. Do you understand? But just try and make sure that all your key are the same so you don't get confused or make a mistake when you're trying to what output them outside. So we have price here also. Yeah, so this is a group of what? Associative array, and when each time we want to reference it, instead of outputting key values in form of numbers, we can what? Declare it as what? The key name itself, like this. So if it is the surname that we need out of everything that is here, we can just reference it to be the second key I want to output the seller's name. So with this you can guess what the output will be, and then yeah, that is Afolabi. And if we want the price, we'll also see that to be what? To be 7,000 again. Can you see that? So we've tried and print out everything in this variable. So let me now show you what this function does. var underscore dump, dump. You will see what this does. Product. Can you see array? This array is having three values, and the three values are this to be 0, this first bracket, and then the second one is the 1, and then the third one is this. Can you see? So this var dump, variable dump, actually gives more details. Can you see? Dumps info about a variable, it gives more details about a variable. So if it works similarly with this print r, print underscore r product, but let me now echo br tag here so you can see the difference. Can you see? They work similarly, but this one actually gives more detailed info about um about the output. Can you see in this case now it is quoted, that means it's a string, but in these numbers no quotes, is giving it out as what, integer. And then this string 5 that you're seeing here is just telling you how many values, that how many should I say, what is it called, how many characters, yes, that you have in this string. So we have 1 2 3 4 5, so it has already counted out for you. So this integer 7,000 and so on, like that. So var dump gives more details about a variable name. So another thing is we can try and replace some of our products here. Let me say we want to add to it, so let me just comment these ones out. Okay, you can comment that out. So if you want to add to it, we can still say call out the products, and then you give it this kind of bracket, meaning a new array is going to be declared in this. So in this case, now that is multidimensional array, we are now what, declaring another variable inside this O variable, I mean inside this O array. Sorry for that. So let me say we want to add, what other details you want to add. Let me write details to be assigned to this value, sweet and more. Okay. Yeah, something like this. Yes, sorry. Let me copy this out and then have it here. So the product name can be what other items do people sell? Footwears, footwears, and then who is the seller, and then the price. With this, let me and print it out. So you will realize that a new destination has been added to it. Can you see? Down here we have P name to be footwear, we have the seller name to be what, favor, and then and so on, like that. So which other thing again? You can also add another detail to this detail. I think let's try that out. So this is an empty space, that is we are adding a new variable to it. So now we are adding a new array to it. So now let's see if we can add to the name. So on, let's add to this the second one. So I want to see if that's gonna work, and we want to add to the price, that's to replace. If I should type in price here now and then type in a new value to be equal to let me say 600, so it won't be too expensive. you know, this is indexed to this second, and then now we now called out the price, and then we are now equating it to what, to 600. So if we should print this out, if we should print this out, is going to add it, I mean replace that 7,000. Can you see it now? That's already one changed to what, to 600. So now let's now try something new. If we want to add a new um yes, so instead of 600 we have that new one. Let me just check if, so we added a new gender to it to be male. Okay, yeah. So you can add a new, something new, new class to be something else. So let's just see if this is gonna work. It's never meant to be in form of a string. Yeah, let me just cancel this out. Yeah, something else. So that means after that 600 we will have a new class. I mean after that 7,000 we have a new class here. Can you see, something else? So that is how you can add to it. So later on you can just play around, or try as much as possible to play around with the functions that you already know about. But there is a new function that I would like you all to know about, which is it is called array pump. So what does this array pump does? It removes the last what's it called? The last array in a variable, or the last data in a variable. It removes it, and because it's the function, it actually returns, so the value that is being removed can be saved in another variable. Let me just give you an example so you understand. So you can have something like this, array underscore pop. So, and then you can have this, and then you declare the name of the variable to be product. So it's more like it's removing, it's going to remove it. So what do we have here? Can you see it pops the element off the end of the array? So it will remove the last data in the array. Since it's multidimensional now, it's going to remove this data, and it's going to save it somewhere. So the what I mean by somewhere is that we can assign this to another variable. Let me say deleted, and then let's now equate it to this. So that deleted, now we can now print it out to be print underscore r, print rd, the deleted value. So let me save and then see what's gonna give me. Can you see it is printing out what, the latest value that was added? So if, even if I didn't assign this to it, and then we print out this product, you will realize that it's going to print out everything here without this last one. So let me just try that and print out product. Can you see that now? You can't see the last one named favor because it was what, deleted, but it is still returning that value, and we assigned that returned value to this variable name called deleted, and you can call that out later, or you continue with what you have in your array. And there you go. Yeah, voila. So in our next class we'll be talking about loop.